Hi friends, I'm Yakuta Karkhanawala. So today we'll again continue with the next topic of structures. Last time we have seen what were the steps for creating structures, that was declaration, defining, initialization and accessing structure members. Now today we'll see the next topic, that is known as nested structures. Just as we have seen nested if, nested loops, similarly we have nested structures. You can say a nested structures is structure within a structure. Okay, how you are going to make a structure within a structures? For that also we have two different methods of creating nested structures. Let's see the first one, which is known as embedded form. Means whenever we are declaring one structure, at that time we are going to do the nesting also. So let's see how you are going to do this. So I have a structure student in which I have division roll number as my integer, variable structure member, name as my strings. This is a simple one. Now within this I want to have one more structure. So for that, how you will do is again follow the syntax of declaration of structure. So struct birth date. I want to store the birth date of each and every student in a particular format. That is, I want to store the day, month and year in different variable. So for that I am going to create a structure, a nested structures within my student structure. So structure birth date, in which I have three member variables, day, month and year, or each of integer data type. And this particular nested structures, after ending you can declare a structure variables at the same moment of time. So I have declared the structure variable of birth date structure with the name D and it with semicolon. Okay, so there are two steps I've done: the declaration of birth date structure and defining the variable of this particular birth date structure. So you can see here student has now four different values inside the structure: division, roll number, string and birth date. The birth date itself has again three different values: day, month and year. And this particular outer structure student and make a structure variable S1 at the same moment of time. If you want, you can define structure variable in your function also. This you can say is a structure within a structure. Another method is, first you define both the structures in separately. This is known as separate form. Structure birth date should be declared separately and structure student should be declared separately. So first I am declaring the structure birth date, in which there are three different member variables: day, month and year of integer data type, and this particular structure with a semicolon. Now I'm going to create another structure student which has division roll number name as it is. Now within this I want to have a nesting. So I'm going to create a structure variable D. The data type of D is struct birth date. So this is also known as a nested structure, which is known as a separate form, because both the structures are declared separately, not one inside and another. So this structure student has now four different members: division, roll number, name and D. D, the data type of D is itself a structure which is birth date. Now end this particular structure student with semicolon, as well as define the variable S1 if you wish so. So this is a nested structure. You can declare the nested structure using one of the method. Now suppose if you want to have some values inside all this particular structure members, then we'll use scanf. First of all, printf, enter division, roll number, name, access each and every members of the structures using dot operator. So division is the member of a student structure. So it will be accessed by the structure variable S1. So S1.div, S1.roll number and S1.name. So you can input the values into division, roll number, name using dot operator and with structure variable S1. But now if you want to enter values inside day, month and year, so these three members are of structure variable D, and D is a structure member of the structure variable S1. How you will input the values inside this is scanf S1, that is the structure outer structure variable S1. Inside that we'll access D, so S1.D, and inside D we have member day, so S1.D.day, and before this we will put ampersand because we are using scanf, pass on the address of day. Similarly, if you want to access month, then we'll use the same methodology, S1.D.month and S1.D.year. So you can see in nested part we are using dot operator twice. The next is arrays of structures. Arrays of structures means, see, we have seen arrays, right, where we were storing number of different values of same data type. But that was all about primary data types, means we were storing all integer values or float values. Now what we are going to do is we'll store multiple values, but that would be of structures data type. So arrays of structures. So arrays of structures, you can say, is collection of structure variables. Now each variables again consists of collection of different data, or you can say entities of very different data types. Say for example, when are you going to go for using arrays of structures? In fact, in real time, we'll be using arrays of structures more oftenly than simple structures. Say for example, if you want to store only one student data, whose name that is store the data as like name, roll number, result, and will simply use a basic structure. But if you want to store, say 100 students data or 1000 students data, and each student's data should have the values name, roll number, and result, then in that case, I'll be using arrays of structure. Say for example, as you can see in this example, that I want to store two values, roll number and percentage, but not of one student, of multiple students. So here I mentioned that student zeros data I want to store, that is the student zeros roll number and percentage, student 1 roll number and percentage, and student 2 roll. So in this case, I am going to create the structure variables, but it would be in the form of an array. Okay, let's see how you're going to make arrays of structures. So we'll understand this with a simple program where we are going to make the array of structure variable. So I have a hash include stdr.h, make a structure in which I have a member roll number of integer data type, percentage of float. Now declare the structure variable. Normally we declare the structure variable at the end like s1, comma s2, comma s3 and so on. But now I want to store 10 student or more than one student data. Any student should have its own roll number and percentage. So for this I'll convert the structure variable into an array. So S and give the size of the array 10. Here I can store maximum 10 students data. We'll get some details into this members, roll number and percentage of each and every student. So first enter the value of n. N will be for how many students data you want to enter into this area of structure. Take a for loop for I equal to 0, I less than and I plus plus. Now within this for loop, we'll take multiple different values of different structures members. Okay, so enter student, roll number and percentage. You can see here in scanf, S should not be simple. S is an array. My structure variable is an array. So you have to use array notation S, and inside square bracket give the index I. I will, the value of I would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to n. So S of I is my structure variable, and using the structure variable access the structure member using dot operator dot roll number. Similarly, ampersand S of I dot percentage. So remember this. See here, what was the difference? Previously we have used structures members like S1 dot roll number or S1 dot percentage, but that was for one single student. Now since this is array of structures, so we'll convert the variable structure variable into an array. So S of I dot roll number and S of I dot percentage. Roll number is of integer data type, so percentage D, and percentage is of float data type, so percentage F in the control string of scanf. Now if you want to display the values in a specific format, again use a for loop for the index of the structure variable. For I equal to 0, I less than and I plus plus, and then display each and every values in a specific format. But whenever you are displaying this roll number and percentage, use dot operator and use arrays for structure variable. So S of I dot roll number, S of I dot percentage. So when you will execute this particular program, the output would be enter the number of students, that is the value of n is equal to 2. Then for the first student, enter its roll number and percentage. So I am entering roll number is 1 and percentage is 75.8. 80, and for second student again the loop is executed second time. So for the second student also I am entering its roll number and percentage. So roll number is 2 and percentage is 85.66. Then afterwards I am displaying it in a particular format. So you can see here I mentioned entered roll number and student of two different students. Similarly you can make the loop run for 100 times or 1000 times as per the requirement. So that's all for today. Goodbye. Thank you.